to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Shoot you between the balls.
The disease, not the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one. Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Give Me Back My Action Movies. I'm one of your hosts, Anna. With me, as always, is Charlie. Hello, Charlie. How are you tonight?
I was going to do a no talk because I could be like Kato, but no, I can't. But it doesn't work in a podcast. So, hello.
Hello. Welcome. Pete. We also have Pete here, who is usually here with us. How are you this evening, Pete?
I can go on forever.
So could they.
I have a mute button.
They just kept on going.
Yeah, he can keep going. He's on the floor.
Yeah, don't use all your breath before we get to the good stuff. He's just like a kid doing his own thing over there.
I'd mute him, but he'd forget to turn it back on. So.
Okay. We are here tonight, Pete, to conclude the first annual Anna April. And I'm very excited about this pick. It is Kill Bill Volume 1.
Pete, you have to unmute yourself. I literally muted you.
I just saved the world with what I said there. Like all of the world would have been like all the bad stuff in the world would have been. But peace. You muted my ass, you son of a bitch.
I did.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. Shush. I'm going to get the hose. I'm going to get the hose.
Ooh,
yeah.
Man, I want to see your hose.
No, it's like, shh. Settle it down.
That's not the hose I want to see. Come on.
Well, no. No hose showing on my behalf.
God damn it.
Charlie, do you have a trailer for us for Kill Bill Volume 1, the fourth film from Quentin Tarantino?
Skip it right
I do. Yeah, just shut up, Pete.
Can you please play it?
I'm not Nate! Did you call me Nate, you son of a bitch?
Can you please play it and shut Pete up?
Son of a bitch.
Come on.
Not too long ago, I was quite the professional. My friends and I, we were the creme de la creme in an exclusive industry. And we all worked for this man, Bill. Then one day, I decided to leave, settle down, and start a new life. But when I tried to get out, they did me in.
Don't you ever wake up.
I guess they should have tried a little harder.
So I suppose it's a little late for an apology, huh? You suppose correctly.
Now it's kill or be killed.
You have every right to want to get even.
Get even?
Even, Stephen?
I would have to kill you.
That'd be about square.
And I choose kill.
Mommy, I'm home.
Hey, baby. How was school?
One ticket to Tokyo, please. One way.
That woman deserves her revenge. And we deserve to die.
No kidding. I heard it was kind of hard.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
Yeah. Any more subordinates for me to kill?
Hi.
You
didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? For a second there? Yeah, I kind of did. Silly rabbit.
That is a dope trailer. I don't think I've ever watched a trailer for this.
With a capital dope.
Yeah,
Hell,
this was the longer of them, but all the teasers had no dialogue. It was just visual with music. And I was like, well, let me play the long one. And honestly, it's only like a little over 2 minutes. And I was like, God, they actually talk you through it. They actually dropped lines. I'm like, I dig this.
Yeah.
Trailers over 2 minutes are usually a little long in the tooth, but this one hit it just right. And it gave you that music to suck you in, because the music in this movie is, oh God, so good.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Definitely.
I'm going to relinquish my excitement.
No, absolutely no. You let it out. This is a great movie to let it out on.
Baby.
And let's talk about.
I'm going to let it out tonight.
Let's talk about our histories. Pete, we'll start with you. It's
Pete
a great lead-in.
Relinquishing himself. Okay, that's
his movie excitement. Yes, he may.
Here's interesting. So this is what is this, like
2003?
3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can't say I grew up on kung fu movies, but I remember, because I didn't have cable as a kid, but I remember going over to aunts and uncles' places, and on Sunday mornings, USA always had some stupid, really badly dubbed kung fu movies. And I always found them fascinating because of the athleticism in them. Now, I didn't understand anything that was going on. It was just jumping around and karate chopping everybody, and it was a complete delight.
Mm-hmm.
I never really pursued it into my adult age until I saw Kill Bill.
Okay, so this inspired you to get into that stuff.
I saw Kill Bill in the theater, and I went, well, because I like Quentin Tarantino at that time. Who didn't? Jackie Brown,
Right.
Reservoir Dogs. I mean, Jackie Brown, one of the. Well, let's talk about that later.
Yeah.
This was like this movie was absolutely inspiring, because I could see the fingers in other movies. I'm like, that's not original. That's not original. That is something else. And even at that young adult age, I could tell that this movie meant something more than just just the pieces on the celluloid, just the pieces on the screen.
Right.
And then I started reading about it, and like, okay, Tarantino likes these movies, and there are more revenge movies. I'm like, oh, revenge movies are kind of cool. Ooh, they can get really revenge
they can get
movies,
gnarly.
This is it. This is the most tame revenge movie I can think of. It's easily digestible to the American public, and that's not. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Just the American public is not used to this kind of a story. It's not Old Boy. It's not Prisoner 701. It's not a Big Birdcage. It's not that kind of revenge movie. It's I think John Wick takes Kill Bill to another level, and I hope that people that are watching these John Wick films go back to where this shit started, because it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm being long-winded right now. I've got
okay.
a lot to say about this movie, and I hope I can be concise. This movie inspired me to go back and watch other shit.
Nice.
And I've watched a lot of other shit.
And what's so funny about that too is that I'm like getting to know you. That's just a piece of you that I'm like, oh, Pete likes these samurai movies.
Yes.
And I didn't realize until now that was inspired from Kill Bill. So that's
kind
great.
of a rebound, like I picked that ball off the glass and I started dribbling down the other side of the court, because I really didn't have access to these films. And of course I could have gone to the video store and found them had I known what I was looking for.
Right.
And thankfully Tarantino was very good about expressing his like these are the movies that I am inspired by. And then I started picking them off. Lady Snowblood, Seven Samurai, Lone Wolf and Cub, all these movies that you can, if you watch this movie and go back to those, you're like, oh shit,
you see the inspiration.
And I don't want to say Tarantino stole anything. He absolutely did not steal a dime out of any of these movies, even though some of the shots are piece by piece.
Oh, he's open about it. He says he steals. He says good artists steal, and he's such a lover of cinema. It's not like a bad stealing. It's I love this so much. I want to incorporate this into my film.
And that's what makes me so happy, is because he's so open about it. He's like, look, I didn't come up with this shit. I just put it all together. And this is like samurai exploitation, right? Jackie Brown is blaxploitation. Pulp Fiction is whatever the fuck exploitation. A
menage a trois of everything.
Sure.
Those are the movies he grew up with.
Right. Tarantino doesn't have anything new to say, but he says it in such a way that is completely unique. And I love
100%.
I love his filmmaking. I love his go fuck yourself. This is what I gotta say, and I'm gonna be as violent and crass as possible, and I'm gonna test my audiences whether or not they can stomach it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You nailed it.
I'm done.
No, that's great. I love your excitement. We'll get into it. Charlie, let's hear your history with Kill Bill.
I don't want to follow all that.
He's gushing.
Lord.
Movie good. Go, Charlie.
Yeah. Pete, go get a towel. Jesus Christ.
I made a mess in my pants, maybe.
He's happy.
Yeah. I saw this in theater, obviously. Love seeing Tarantino movies. Yeah, I was like 24 when this came out. I'm trying to remember if Jackie went and watched it with me, or if it was me and the guys went and watched it. Because, it is a longer movie, and definitely, my flavor of movie. And we had
just over 2 hours, right?
Yeah. We had watched
that's
Pulp
Tarantino
Fiction. I've seen Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown. I seen most of his movies coming up. So I was down for this. The trailer, obviously I remember seeing all the promos and stuff for it. So I was like, yep, this looks right. Even though I was not huge on martial art movies growing up, my fondness came the more I started watching more movies. And this one, if all martial art movies were done like this, I'd watch a lot more. Like, it's just so over the top and stylized and cool.
He's very good at bringing the best of all the elements into one cinematic
story. Just
right.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta watch a lot of kung fu movies to get what you see in this movie.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, watch these two movies, you'll get it. No, go watch from 1967 till 1984.
Every Shaw Brothers movie from 73 to 81.
All the way through. Watch them all. You're going to hate yourself, but you'll understand what I'm going for.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly it. But no, I've always been a fan of Quentin Tarantino. This was also one of the first times it was like going into something knowing that was only part one, and we were going to have to wait to see part two.
There's another Tarantino thing. Like he's like, I'm going to create something new to American audiences. This is volume one. Everybody was like going into this going, what do you mean volume one? Oh shit. There's another movie coming out.
And it was basically because he wrote so
much. Right.
We got to make two out of this. There's no way, because I get it. Yeah. Probably would have heard it if you sat there for like 4.5 hours trying to watch this movie in one sitting.
For mainstream audiences, yeah.
Grindhouse is two separate movies though. So that wasn't as bad.
It's still but if I'm 4
watching,
hours long.
But they got an intermission. I love to ground. I did Grindhouse in the theater. I do love me
some intermissions. If you're going to make a movie longer than 2.5 hours, I need an intermission.
Yeah. So that worked for me.
I'm talking to you, Wicked.
That was just going through my head, Pete.
I love Wicked. Don't get me wrong, but give me a goddamn intermission.
Yes.
I
Charlie,
got a
continue.
potty.
Or just don't watch it. But okay.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's so good, man.
I'm never wrong. But yeah, so yeah, I saw this in theater. I've loved it. I watch
I'll
it all the
remember
time.
that.
I own it. I bought the 4K.
Yeah, you just got that in.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
it was gone from Walmart. And then we were talking about doing this, and Anna picked it, and then it was back at Walmart, and I went,
Oh.
nah, fuck it. Just picked up 1 and 2.
Money
Now's
well
the
spent.
time.
I own them. Yeah.
Money well spent. Yep.
Yep. It was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous in 4K. And seeing it in the theater was the purest way to see it at the time. And now you see it in this, and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like if we'd had like IMAX, that whole thing when this came out, it'd have been a game changer. But I don't even think we had IMAX in 03.
IMAX was there. I don't think this was in IMAX because you have to.
No, I don't think
those are special cameras.
This
IMAX was
They
definitely
could do
around
a,
in 03. Or yeah.
They could do an anniversary re-release.
I would go.
That would be fun.
Even though I own it, just to go see it on the big
I would
screen
go
again.
see it. Yeah, just because I haven't seen it. I didn't get to see it in theaters. The first Tarantino movie.
Tell us.
The first Tarantino movie I saw was Death Proof and Grindhouse.
Oh,
and
okay.
then I had a friend of mine who absolutely loved these movies and was like obsessed with them. And they were like, "You've got to watch Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2." We watched them back to back. And same, I'm right there with you, Charlie. I'm not the biggest fan of samurai kind of movies, but for some reason, it just works in this. Like you said, Pete, he has the ability to take elements from different cultures and the way they make films in their country and bring it to American audiences in a way that inspires Pete and other people to go find these older movies and watch them. He made Inglourious Bastards, and 3/4 of that movie is in German. Like, no one can do that today except Tarantino.
Agreed.
And I mean, I'm right there with you. Like I've just loved all of his movies ever since I watched Death Proof, and I think it's so crazy to me to think that that's like his worst rated movie. I can see why, but then I went from
it's one of my favorites.
Mine too. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. And then I watched that, and then went to Kill Bill. And then I was like, okay, I need to watch all of his older movies because I hadn't seen Jackie Brown. I hadn't seen Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs. And then once I saw those, I was like a new woman. I was like born again kind of thing, with film. And I actually have such a fun memory with my mom with these movies because I'd probably say like a year and a half or two before she passed away, she'd never seen any of them except for Inglourious Bastards because it's a war movie and Dad's obviously seen it too. So she was like, I think she said she had watched Pulp Fiction, but she wasn't the biggest fan of it back then. So we watched Reservoir Dogs. She loved it. She could not believe the twist. And then like we had this like week or so of us just watching all of Tarantino movies. And she was like, I just don't think I'm going to like Kill Bill because her as well did not like samurai movies, Japanese kind of movies. That just was not her. But man, we started Volume 1, I want to say at like 9:00, maybe 10:00, really late one night. And she knew there was a Volume 2. And we ended up staying up because she just could not wait to watch the second part. And it was like till like 1:30, 2:00 in the morning, just because she enjoyed it so much more than she thought she would. And we had a blast with it. And she loved David Carradine too. So when she saw he was in it, she was like, I'm sold. This is my movie. But yeah, that's like that'll probably be a long lasting memory for me with my mom, just because,
it's
it's like right before she passed and it's, just like freshest in my brain kind of thing. But I introduced her to some new movies that she didn't think she would enjoy and she had fun with. So
that's good. That's awesome.
This is it's a, how do I say it without insulting anyone? This is a easily digestible. I'm
back, mate.
Right, thank you. This is an easily digestible samurai revenge movie that is so very encultured in Chinese, I should say Asian culture. Like the Japanese and Chinese do it so fucking well. The Koreans have been doing it so well for decades. And a lot of Americans, and I hate to say Americans, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
A lot of Americans have a problem reading subtitles, and a lot of these movies do not come over with a dub. They come over with subtitles. So if you don't, I'm not sure you can even watch Old Boy with a dub. I think it's all subtitles, and that might be the greatest revenge movie out there.
See, I haven't watched that one either, but like I saw The Devil. That's not dubbed.
The Devil. Mm-hmm.
I saw The Devil. Good. I loved.
Yeah. So this is a we've talked about it before, especially in our kid months, as a gateway film. This is a gateway action or horror movie for children, and I don't want to call the American public children, but Kill Bill is definitely something that you and I, as a dumb white American, can easily digest and figure out, and none of it is too out of. There's a little bit of subtitles, there's a little bit of foreign language going on there, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. The action is so fucking good in this movie.
It's
my
so
god,
good.
I think that will grab the attention of most American viewers.
He's pulling on me
to hopefully find the other films that this movie was inspired by.
For sure.
I cannot recommend more finding other films like this. This is an amalgamation. This is a melting pot of all of the Asian revenge. I would even say rape revenge movies from Asia, because this movie does everything but show you the rape that the Asian movies show you, which is a hard pill to swallow. Don't get me wrong, but
she in turn gets her revenge on him too,
and in a glorious fashion.
Yeah, he deserved more than just the.
Agreed.
The
and
head smashing the door. My name's Buck, and I'm here to fuck. I'm like, you nasty son of a bitch.
A lot of the Asian versions of these films prolong those deaths delightfully.
Yeah. See, that's why I like revenge movies, because I can get behind it. Man, let me tell you, if something happened to my kid, I'd be the bride. You know what I mean?
Or something happened to me. Right?
Yes, something happened to you.
I have every right to turn the tables on you and fuck you up so bad.
I thought we were supposed to go take revenge if something happened to him. I was like, I like you, Pete, but I don't know.
I thought that's what he meant at first too.
I think one of the like early on when she's going up against not Cottonmouth, the very first. Yes,
Copperhead.
The very first
Copperhead.
Thank you, Copperhead. When she's going up against Copperhead,
that fight is beautiful.
But the fight is gorgeous. But I think my favorite part was like Copperhead goes and grabs a picture of her daughter and says, "I'm a mother. Don't kill me."
Yeah.
And Uma Thurman's like, "Bitch, not only did you fuck me up bad, but you killed my." Let's not talk about it. There's the twist. Anyway, you killed my child. I am here. If we're going even Stevens, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to walk upstairs. I'm going to kill your daughter. And then I'm going to sit here on the couch eating bonbons and waiting for your husband to come home. And I'm going to kill him too. And it's going to be slow, and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be awful.
She wanted it to be just a fight. But she missed the time of day and didn't realize the school bus was going to show up. But I love in that moment too, like in this glorious fight, they're standing off and you see the school bus squeak up, and just the eyes, Chico, they never lie. Just the look that these two women share as mothers, not as assassins. As soon as that door opens, they put their knives behind their back and play it off. Hey, baby, how was school today? That
What
kid's
the
just
hell
looking
happened
like,
here? Your
Mama,
dog
you're
is
crazy.
a fool.
But
Your
she
dog-
even, yeah, that dog was acting a damn
dog was
fool.
acting a damn fool.
So funny. And then she even tells her, this was not my intention to kill you in front of your child. So then they
No.
start planning. I really think that the bride was going to go to the dugout or at the baseball field where she said she was going to go until she pulled that gun out of the cereal box. Did you see the cereal box says kaboom on it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
Which
was
is
like,
a real
yeah.
cereal till 2010.
Was it really? I thought that was
I
just like a
didn't know that.
Tarantino special thing. Oh,
cereal.
interesting.
Although I have to say, like, Copperhead, you're a professional assassin and you missed.
Yeah.
Scattergun, shotgun. If you look, it's
a shotgun. It's
everywhere
it's
around
in
her.
it's in the cereal box. It's not a shotgun.
No, it was a sawed-off shotgun. If you look at the spread around the bride, it is also a throwback to Pulp Fiction where Julius and Vincent get shot at and they don't get hit. She's point blank and doesn't get hit, and everything around them has holes and cereal in the wall. Yeah, it wasn't a single shot. That was like the stubbiest of shotgun blasts, and boom. And she's just like, she's even kind of like, shit, it didn't hit me.
I have never made that Pulp Fiction connection. All these times I've seen this movie.
Yep. Well done.
That's why
perfect. That's why we employ Charlie on this.
Everybody takes it more as she was the knife person, which is also fun. After you watch this several times, you realize she's not the first kill.
No, she's number 2.
O-Ren died first. So that means she had the sword. She had everything she needed. And she could have gone in and took out Vivica A. Fox in seconds with that sword. But she went in with a knife because she knew that was her
wanted to
specialty.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, to give her a fighting chance, kind of, too.
Yeah.
Honestly, she probably could have killed any one of these people silently, and they never would have known it was her.
That's not fun.
That's no fun in revenge.
Right.
In revenge, you want to be looking them in the eye.
You
want
to slowly.
She even says that.
Put that knife in their lung as slowly as possible and look them in their eyes as the light goes out. That's revenge.
She talks about seeing the faces of all the cunts and all the dicks who have done that to her.
Yep.
And she's ready to get her revenge.
So yeah, this is definitely a movie that deserves multiple watches. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this.
I'm
movie.
not sure you
and
can
I've
watch
never
it
connected that.
to
I love
catch
it.
everything.
Yeah,
it's so good. And every time I watch this movie, I'm like, wait a minute, I just saw that in another movie that I found. Blah 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 blah. It's almost never ending. And
Anna
thank you,
had
Tarantino.
us do a bit of homework. Nothing that we got to come up with anything clever, but we were to watch QT8, whatever that.
QT8. It's a documentary about the first 8 Tarantino films.
First 8 Tarantino. So I watched it today.
Oh, nice.
And the big thing that jumped out at me was it was like his production assistant or the one lady with the glasses in that was talking.
That's been with him since day one, pretty much.
Yeah.
She says there's nothing in a Quentin Tarantino movie that wasn't planned to be in the movie. There's nothing accidental. Even props, even anything in the background, it's there for a reason. So every time you watch it, you keep picking up. I mean, you get the blatant ones like Red Apple cigarettes, everything that like
Big Kahuna Burger.
Exactly. But everything you see is there because Quentin wants it there. Going up to Vivica A. Fox's house, her last name is Bell, and the Bell sign is on there. Well, the Bell is Zoe Bell, the stunt girl that does all of Uma Thurman's body double stuff.
Nice.
So threw her name in there and then gave her that sign, and then she gave it to her parents because it's the Bells. So they have the Kill Bill Bell's mailbox sign in their house. And I've been a huge fan of Zoe Bell And then that's another reason I love Death Proof so much, because it's kind of like,
that's her
starring role. You know what I mean?
Face,
like, she's badass. Yeah,
she
opportunity very often to do that. Yeah.
And I mean, she is a great body double for Uma Thurman. Like, there's a lot of times you don't realize who's who. The big fight, like when she's in black silhouette with the blue backlight, that's all Zoe, because there was no way they could film it and make you think it was Uma, because it's so one shot. So that's why it's that black silhouette on blue. It's a gorgeous shot. I love everything when
it's so good. Yep.
I love the jumps to black and white that they do in this movie quite a bit. You know, the flashbacks are black and white.
It can be frantic if you're not used to Quentin Tarantino, but those of us that just love it are like, there it is. There it is.
It's so weird, but it works.
Yeah.
The big thing in this movie that I remember after watching it, that the biggest thing I heard people complain about was people complained about the anime in it. And they were like,
that was gorgeous.
I
hate
great. Anime.
You hate anime.
And I love
beautiful
this. And it made sense on how to tell a story that violent and that kind of out there. And it works so well. And then in my research, and I never put it together, and I don't know if Quentin's ever said it, but David Carradine did. He goes, yeah, I'm supposed to be the one that kills Oren Ishii's dad. I'm the one with the sword and I'm wanting to say, I think it's because you see that ring on the finger when he wipes the sword off, and then whenever they don't show Bill's face in this, but he's holding the hilt of the sword and you only see his hand with that ring. I was like, oh, okay, I need to do more on that, but at least David Carradine said, that's me killing Oren's dad, and then I end up getting her to work.
I really
for
like
him,
that.
basically.
I really like that a lot.
Okay.
I also think that this anime style feels a lot like Aeon Flux. If you ever saw that on Adult Swim, was it Adult Swim?
No, it was Liquid TV.
Liquid Television, right? It had that. It was dirty, like, and it was sketchy. It
was like sketch, animation type.
Yeah, it was like fast sketch animation, and it wasn't.
They did the Max in that.
It was
same
exaggerated,
thing that was
but
on
not
that channel.
exaggerated, cartoonish like a lot of the Ranma 1/2s are, or something. This was it was dirty and real, and it was heartbreaking. God, that anime is heartbreaking. How could you hate that? Like, your mom got stabbed through the heart, and then her blood rained down on you as you're under the bed hiding. Oh my God. It's
terrible.
And you want,
you're on her side. You're on Oren's
yes.
100%.
Oren is like, you're the number one assassin in the world. That makes perfect sense.
Go, girl.
Let's go.
Get it. That's exactly it. I have zero qualms with that. And
I do want to go back to Vivica Fox's daughter, though, as she witnesses her mother getting killed. That little girl might have the best performance in this entire film, as she just stares through the soul of Uma Thurman, of the bride, just stares right through her. From the moment she walks in the door, she is just staring. Like, that little girl is like, I don't trust you. I don't like you. We are enemies. We are mortal enemies.
And she senses that too. The bride senses that. And that's why she tells her, if you grow up and you still feel raw about this, come find me and we'll talk about it.
I want to see that movie too.
Oh yeah. Everybody does. Everybody's talking about Kill Bill Volume 3.
Grow up. I want to see that little girl grow up and find a Hattori Hanzo and get her own fucking sword and go after.
And I don't want her to be played by Zendaya if that ever happens. No shade to Zendaya, but she's in fucking everything.
I don't like Zendaya anyway. I don't want to see it. I want that to live on in my brain.
I'm okay with that mythology, that continuation. I don't need to see it, but that's
because
such a fun story to think about.
I highly doubt that Quentin would do it, and if Quentin doesn't do it, I don't want to see it. Even if it's presented by Quentin and someone else directs it. No, I don't want to see that because it won't feel like another chapter. It won't feel as a continuation. So I'd rather just wonder and leave it in the performances that are on here. 'Cause you're right, Pete. That little girl sells it. Just really
she does.
Yeah, she has to be forced to say even a line, just to tell her how old she is. I mean, she is.
I'm 4.
That's it.
You look 6 or 7.
It's okay.
I don't know about 4.
She's a tall 4-year-old. That's okay.
It's all fine.
She's also on a school bus. Is 4 a school bus?
Pre-K, yeah. Pre-K will go
okay.
School bus.
I don't have kids. I don't know. I send them to the McDonald's to work, and they bring me home a paycheck. So
don't report us for any child labor laws over here.
I'll move to Florida and it won't matter.
His kids have fur. He's fine.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah. And then the favorite thing in this movie though is everything with Sonny Chiba when she goes to
Sonny
see
Chiba
Street Fighter, man. I mean, this movie made me go back and want to see, his not Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter, everyone, not the video
Sonny
game.
Chiba so much.
The original Street Fighter, Sonny Chiba. I love everything in the diner scene with him and his helper yelling at each other. And he's like, I have been working here for 30 years. I would be a general. He goes, if you're a general, I'd be the fucking emperor. Now go get the tea. Just yelling at him the whole time.
You serve the meat. I serve the tea. Why? Go do it. And he's throwing shit at him. Oh,
I am not bald. I do this on purpose. And then just walk.
That's right.
I love the interaction.
That's a Charlie flex right there.
Exactly.
I have hair, but I do this on purpose.
I do. I have hair, but I do this on purpose.
Fuck you, Charlie.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Hate
but
you.
I love every bit of, and then the innocence that Uma Thurman is portraying when she walks in.
She is such a high school girl that just learned a tick of Japanese, and she's so excited to be outside of the house for the very first time in a foreign country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she
waiting
sells
for her to
it.
drop like Valley Girl isms almost.
Right.
You
She
know what
sells
I
it
mean?
delightfully. She's just an open mouth. She's just being charmed by Sonny Chiba. And ladies and gentlemen, being charmed by don't feel ashamed by being charmed by Sonny Chiba. He's a charming dude.
He's like, do you know any other words? And she goes, arigato?
I said that already. Oh, yeah, arigato. Ohayou gozaimasu.
Yeah, something about and he corrects her, and he's like, "Oh, very perfect English." Just nails it. And you almost like it's not a Yoda moment where Yoda knows who Luke's looking for. But I believe she caught him off guard. I truly believe when she says, "I'm looking for someone," Hattori Han, that just like. And the dude in the back drops the glass and just like,
you're worthless. You're worthless.
Oh man, they just said a name I haven't heard in many years. She Obi-Wan Kenobi'd him instead of Yoda him.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
But that was the whole purpose of that scene. Like she's like, who are you here for? I'm looking for someone. And then she says Hattori Hanzo, and his drawers fall on the floor. I mean, like,
a chill ran up his spine.
Right? It did, and you could see it, and it's so well done. Like Sonny Chiba is no joke. He's a fucking actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at her in terror, fascination, and defense. Like, who the fuck are you?
Right. Are you here to kill me?
Right.
Because he's had a hand in a lot of shit going on. Like, so
I don't know if you're friend, foe, or neutral, and I'm ready for all of it.
But you've already caught me off guard, so that's not necessarily a good thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so
right. Like he's Sonny Chiba or Hattori Hanzo. He's done this for so long, and what was it, 28 years he hasn't made a sword?
28-30, something like that.
Something like that.
A long
So,
ass time.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, he has sworn to his God that he will never make an implement of murder or
death
again.
Yeah.
Until she writes Bill's name
when
on them.
she tells him his name, which knowing someone's name is a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's especially if you're strangers. If you when you drop somebody's name and you're a stranger, that's powerful. Like you have
and a
power
name
over that
and like
person.
an American name that's as common as Bill, for her to write that and him immediately know the Bill she's talking about.
But
and not
wrote
only
it.
that, to make him oh yeah, that's right. Well,
she
once he
didn't
figures
mention
it
his
out, I
name.
should say.
She didn't mention Bill, and he went to that window.
And wrote it
Bill.
down. That's right. But he figured it out
because he
she
knew
she was describing. It was an old student
you
of yours.
Yes,
you don't
that's
know
what
it,
it was.
but you owe me. And he went. He looked inside of himself and went, "Yes, I owe you. I owe you."
She only says, "I have vermin to kill."
Yeah, that's
and
right.
He's like, it must be very big rats. And she says, huge.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's all, and then that's that moment that, and it's a little something too that I've noticed is, Anna, and you said it, and it kind of keyed me in on it. Knowing someone's name is powerful, yet in this movie, we never hear her name. You know,
it's
they always
beeped out
bleep
every
it
single
out.
time her name is said.
And I wonder if that's part of it, because knowing someone's name and true identity is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Being not known allows you a little bit of anonymity and some stealth, if you will, you know, to not kind of off the grid in a way by not having your name uttered.
Yeah, you said that eloquently, Charlie. Like even like when you're exorcising demons and you know the name of said demon, you have power over that demon. And why that might be bupkis if you believe in angels and demons and whatever, knowing your opponent's name does give you some sort of power.
G.I. Joe taught me a long time ago. Knowing is half
the battle.
So there you go. But also, fun fact that it drove people up a wall when Volume 1 came out and it beeped out her name. If you watch it, it's on her plane ticket. It says Beatrix Kiddo on the plane
does it?
ticket. Yeah.
When I lived in Florida,
in the details.
When I lived in Florida, I got a cat on Craigslist, and I ended up having her. Golly, she was like 12 years old when she died, but her name was Kiddo. And I named Kiddo.
Well done.
If I hollered at her, like if she got into something, I'd be like, Beatrix Kiddo, like a full name with a kid.
Bitch Kiddo. Oh, Beatrix. That's what you said.
And it's also a fun little play on that Oren Ishii does the silly rabbit tricks are for kids, tricks Beatrix kids kiddo. It's a play on her name.
Ooh,
it sounds so weird for her to say it, but then whenever you find out her real name.
I'm not ready to talk about Lucy Liu yet. Let's get to her later, please.
I'm going to talk about everything right now. We totally bypassed the hospital
I'm not ready to talk about Lucy Liu. I love
the hospital scene. Well, Nate's listening, so he's going to get mad if we walk through it. But
we're not walking through it.
But brings up a question I want to ask. I would ask you guys.
Yes,
is it sometimes nonlinear storytelling, whether it be Tarantino or someone else, can be sometimes confusing for some people to watch, i.e., Nate? How do you guys feel about nonlinear storytelling? Like, do you think it works in the Tarantino universe, or do you enjoy it?
Work. Yeah, it has to work. Nonlinear storytelling can be done very badly, where you're just like, what happened? How was I supposed to get from point A to point B, and you're at point Z? You didn't give me a map. Tarantino gives you a map, and he doesn't hit you over the head with it. And then at some point in his movies, he drops all of the connections. It's like Pulp Fiction. You finally understand. Oh, because Vincent dies halfway through the movie, but he's still at the end of the movie, and you're like, you got to find that one aha moment to realize, oh shit, oh, this happens in this non-linear way, but it makes so much more sense. It's a way to put the audience ahead of the characters so that we are anticipating their future.
Nice.
And it's putting us on edge a bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh shit, I know what's going to happen to Vincent, even though they win at the diner and walk out as badasses with the bad motherfucker wallet.
Right.
Even though you know the ending, it still builds tension.
You have to have anticipation.
That's so hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
I love my J-horror, and J-horror is famous for telling a non-linear story. I want to cite specifically Ju-on: The Grudge. That movie. Now, if you saw the American remake, which, ladies and gentlemen, I thoroughly enjoy. It's very good. Sarah Michelle Gellar, delightful. Yes. But if you go back and watch, because this is what I did. I saw The Grudge in the theater with Jody. And then I went back to watch Ju-on. And boy, I'm really happy I saw The Grudge first as a dumb American, because they told that story pretty linearly. But The Grudge is told in a very Tarantino way, but it doesn't give you the list. Like the bride is writing down all of her targets.
Yeah.
And the title cards are going, we're hitting this person and this person. It's leading you through that this isn't a linear discussion. This isn't a linear story. Whereas The Grudge, the original Ju-on, is like, good luck following this, suckers. And it's got to be a cultural thing, because as an American, I wasn't ready for it. But watching a lot of Asian horror and Asian cinema, period, I was able to go, oh, I got to shift gears, and I have to make sure that I'm following, like none of this is happening at the same time, maybe.
Right.
And Tarantino, we've all come to realize that Tarantino does not always tell things from A to B. A to C. It's all over the goddamn place.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that if people really like Tarantino movies, that they can dip their toes into a lot of other cinema, especially Asian, because they really, really like to tell their stories in a different manner than we are used to.
Well said, Pete. Well said. And I think that's a good lead in. Charlie, how about you hit us with a commercial?
I can do that.
You want a war? Well, you got it right after this.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus shark? Cocaine shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
Do you like horror movies?
Do you like hanging out with your buddy?
Do you like cracking jokes and having a good time?
Do you just like fun?
Well, consider checking out Spoils of Horror. We are an hour-long podcast that comes out every single week.
We're not doing reviews. We're just going to hang out, talk about the movies we love with each other, and hopefully the ones you love too.
Covering everything from the popular, the lost, the forgotten, and the bizarre.
If you're looking for a good podcast and a good time, you're going to want to check us out.
We're on all major podcasting platforms, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
Check it out. We'll see you there.
I didn't come here to talk. Lucky for you, they did.
So I do appreciate the fact that since we find out that, yes, she did kill Oren first, I kind of appreciate the fact that she went to the furthest person away from her first. Like, it's kind of like when you run errands and, you got a lot of places to stop. I typically go to the place, like, farthest away first, and then I work my way back.
Yeah.
So I was noticing that. I was like, okay, I see what she did there. And I love that
never
she
thought of it like that. That's interesting. I never thought that.
It's the grocery list.
Right? Yeah, I'm going to go to the farthest away from home first, get that out of the way. And then by the time even word makes it back to America that this shit's happened, or Bill finds out, I'll be long out of the country and scurrying on my way to Vernita's house.
You've tripped me out there because
Did I really? I didn't even mean to.
Yeah, a
but
little bit.
that's
Yep.
literally how I think of things. I'm like, okay, if I've got like 6 places to stop in town, I'm going to the farthest out and working my way back. As long as I don't have like cold groceries or anything like that.
because
But-
I look at it like knowing she killed Oren first. Oren is actually the most dangerous,
Indeed,
out of all except for Bill, especially if you watch Volume 2.
What about Daryl Hannah?
I think Oren was more dangerous than
Well, she
Elle
had the
Driver.
crazy idiot. So
That's what I'm saying.
Elle Driver was also erratic a little bit. Like she went a little
fair.
bit like based on like
she
reaction
was a
more
solo
than.
operator.
She was.
That's so
and
funny you bring that up, Charlie, because I'd never have even thought of it. That it's because she's the most dangerous.
because see,
And I think you're right.
Beatrix has no knowledge of Elle Driver being there to kill her at the hospital.
True.
So she has no idea that happened, that Bill called her off of it. So Elle would be so far up Bill's ass. She's up there. She's also the California king snake, which is out of all the snakes that the Deadly Viper Club is, she's the non-venomous one. But she's also the one that eats other venomous snakes.
Oh.
Okay.
So she's a backstabber.
Interesting.
But looking at it, it's like Oren had Go-Go. She had the French girl who was there at the chapel when she died.
Recognized her
She sure
ringtone.
was.
Sophie.
So she went after 2, knowing she was going to have to go through the gang, but she went there first. Yeah, she had to get the Hattori Hanzo sword, which that also explains. If I got to go get a sword before I go after anybody else, I need to go here. And again, Anna's logic, the furthest away, but now Oren is now the closest. So
If she's
I now
getting the
have
sword,
the
she
sword.
might as well take care of business on
Exactly.
the island.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm in the area. Might as well stop here.
While I'm here,
But
it'd
you
be silly to go
also-
to France and then back to Japan.
we
Yes.
don't have, and it's kind of hard to do this now without ever bringing up Volume 2, even though we won't dig into it. But now you're also like, how much time has she taken between each kill? Because she's wounded as fuck at the end of Oren's battle.
She had to
And when
recover.
she had to recover. So when she goes after Vivica,
that backslash,
that
on
slash,
her-
that took
was-
a while.
I'm surprised it didn't sever her spine because
Well,
it was
Oren didn't have a Hattori Hanzo sword. Had she might have been fucked up worse than she was.
maybe her Bruce Lee.
Well, she's
onesie.
she's wearing the leathers and Game of Death yellow, obviously.
Yeah,
That is again, that's Quentin going,
Yeah.
it's Bruce Lee's outfit. Of course it is.
Yeah.
He's actually said that if Bruce Lee had been alive, he'd have been in the movie. He's that like
Tarantino
this
would
is-
have found the money and the part to put Bruce Lee in the
Mhm.
movie for
I
whatever
think Bruce
reason.
would have done it. I think
he
Bruce
would have
done
too.
it.
He'd been like,
Bruce would be
oh,
like,
yeah.
that sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But yeah, being able to look back now and kind of just, and you're also trying to wonder how Quentin put the screenplay together, the script, and what his thought process was. Like, you don't just go, I'm going to start. It's like you start in the middle of your story, and then you write backwards and forwards at the same time.
No,
That's how his movies
you write
feel.
You write the beginning to the end, and then you start messing the puzzle up. Then you start mixing the Rubik's Cube up.
I don't know if he can do that. Like,
I
I've seen a
bet
lot
he
of
did.
Quentin Tarantino movies, and I swear there's sometimes I feel like he starts with, I want this scene.
That's
How
true.
do I
Yeah.
get to this scene?
Yep.
And
Yep.
now where does that scene take me? and it may not be directly in the middle.
Mhm.
It might be 15 minutes in, but he gets a picture in his brain and he sees it and he goes, how do I get there? Oh, if I go this way, now that takes me here.
I like that.
But wait, now that I went there, maybe I should have went here at the beginning, but I don't want to rewrite what I did. So let's put that even further ahead. And then that'll tie back. It's such a weird, I would love for him to write a book on screenwriting. But then I have no idea if he could because of how
I just want to be in his brain for like an hour.
I bet it starts
like looking around.
I bet he has a starting point and an ending point.
Yeah.
And a couple of middle points.
You would think but that's everyone. Everyone's
then
got, I have a start and an end to Neon Maniacs, you know.
But then he starts pulling pieces out like this. I want this scene. I like what you're saying, Charlie. Like he says, I need this sword fighting scene in the snow. Where am I going to put that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's got to be the Japanese gal in Japan after. Okay. So how do we get there? I like that. I like that a lot. I think we're all saying the same thing.
So actually for this movie, because, Tarantino and Uma Thurman wrote it together. And
Did she? I had no idea.
So so as far as at the start of if you look at the title cards, it says based on the characters by Q and U, U for Uma Thurman.
I'm not kidding. I think that's wonderful. Yeah.
So when they worked together on Pulp Fiction, that's when they had the idea for Kill Bill began during the filming of Pulp Fiction. The two began talking about the kinds of movies that they would like to do, and Quentin said he would love to do a 70s style kung fu flick. Uma came up with the film's opening shot of her beaten up and wearing a wedding gown.
Yep.
So it sounds like it started with that opening shot.
It starts with that opening shot. Now, I did read that there is a movie that's a story or a movie early on that's very similar to the church thing. It's a one setting like story that the revenge and everything happens in that church. And they kind of took a little bit of influence with that, and that kind of gave them the idea that, okay, it should be a wedding and then they get attacked by the group. Also, I love a nice Sam Jackson cameo as the piano player.
Michael and John Parks show up too, and that ties in the Death Proof universe as well with all this. And it was funny because you don't know you don't know it's Sam Jackson until Volume 2.
No, Volume 2, you don't know.
Right. But John...
Again, I can't talk about one without...
Right. No, it's fair. It's fair. And most people who have seen Volume 1 are going to have seen Volume 2.
When we cover Volume 2, we'll also cover Volume 1, I'm certain.
Oh, yeah. I will... Eventually, I will pick it if nobody else does for whenever I get
I'm not going to pick it.
Pick.
It's all you.
I know you won't because... I don't understand you and your picks.
Exactly. That's how we all feel.
Great films. Charlie loved this February.
But also this opening shot, to go back to it, since we're talking about the church scene, like that's just such a way to suck you in. And I love the little bill stitched, like you would see, like my papa used to do that with his hankies. He had, and actually, ironically enough, his name was Bill. So he had Bill stitched, really stitched into his hanky. So then like within the first 30 seconds, you see him wiping her face off with that. And you're like, oh, fuck, this Bill guy did it, first time watching. And then to know she's pregnant and he just blows her head off. It's like, fuck, what am I getting into?
And she says,
then
it's yours,
gets even
Bill.
bloodier. Yeah, the baby's
and
yours.
He don't give a fuck. He still blows the back of her head off.
Yeah, he said that's him being at his most masochistic, as Nate would say.
Massachusetts.
Every time I hear that fucking word now, I think of masochistic. A masochist? Masochist, yes.
That especially when he's the most masochistic.
Yes, exactly. But we do get also K&B effects on this movie.
Yep.
Howard Berger and Greg Nicotero. And when Eli Roth interviewed Tarantino for History of Horror, they were talking about that. They were talking about blood and the use of blood on film and stuff like that. And he was talking about how he had, like, they call him the Quentin blood tirade, because Howard Berger was so fed up with Tarantino. Like, Howard Berger tried every color, and every time he tried, it just was not good enough. And Tarantino was like, the blood's too thick, it's too red in the light. It was not good enough. And he's like, the fuck did I bring you guys to China for? And like goes off. And then Howard Berger joked about how he was like, would you like a Pinot Noir? Would you like a Bordeaux? Like, he was like just joking about how fucking insane Tarantino was about getting the blood right.
Okay.
And even like when it spewed out, just that like kung fu samurai stuff, you chop an arm off and it's like fountains of blood. Like, not everybody can throw that into their movies and it work. Like, just like when when O-Ren cuts that guy's head off, which is such a like girl boss moment, and blood is just spewing, and you're like, holy shit! It's just gorgeous, like beautiful grossness.
It was he didn't want regular blood squibs like we see in action movies,
right?
You know, stuff like that.
Those aren't fun. We've seen those a bajillion times.
He
Charlie
wanted it
sees
done.
those every goddamn day.
I do. Yeah,
I love you,
I'm
Charlie.
a connoisseur.
Yeah,
you are.
Connoisseur for sure.
He wants the style that how they did it back in the day was you fill a condom full of blood and you pop it and it splatters. You know, it doesn't. It's not supposed to be what real blood does.
No,
in this movie, that's because we're gonna say homaging, even though he's not. But he's definitely got influence of those movies, and if you did something different, it kind of kills the vibe. Like I can't watch the Crazy 88 battle in a John Wick stylized blood, way of doing it
in a semi-realistic way.
Yeah,
right.
No,
right.
I need the exaggeration of
Wouldn't
it.
John Wick be better with blood fountains? I think it would.
It wouldn't work though. It just
No, yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't fit.
Second only to my dummy throws and falls off a cliff
are your
is
squibs.
the blood fountain. No, the blood fountain.
Oh, the
you
fountain.
Chop an arm,
you
chop an arm off and it sprays over all of creation. That's
and they have to turn.
That's my
like
yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
like Sophie.
Sophie did.
Yes.
She gets her arm cut off and she's doing this.
She's aiming at everybody, like all the production people. She's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. And you and you and you.
And I love that she's still just like laying in the background of all this chaos, just rolling around.
She's lost.
That actress had to have had a blast, just laying there during all these shots. I'd be like, God, I hope nobody steps on me.
I believe 1,000% that this whole Crazy 88 fight
to have
was
been a fly on the wall,
the greatest time all these people have ever happened in their entire lives.
So much fun. It's so can you guys pick? Well, this is kind of toward the end, but I'll hone it in on this scene with the craziness of this scene. Like, do you have a favorite like kill moment in that scene? Because I like when they get the axes.
I have
the
one,
axes.
but
Like
I
if the
think
axe goes this way. What? Well, I jumped ahead. It's fine. It's
I
the
know.
moment.
I have a favorite scene, but I'm gonna save it for my favorite kill.
But that's not that's not your favorite kill though. That's your favorite scene. So you can talk about it now.
There is a scene where somebody gets his foot chopped off, and then he's holding his foot.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going, he's screaming because he's holding his own foot. It made me belly laugh.
I know. I like when that hatchet comes back, but she throws it back, and we see it go across the screen, and then it's in the guy's head. But it's not like he's just moving backwards. It's like such a silly transition, but it just works. Once again, it works in that moment.
Well, there's nothing I don't like about the entire Crazy 88 fight.
It goes on forever, dude.
Well, it goes on forever, but it works because you get that first group that's there.
Yeah.
Then you get like the mini boss fight with Go-Go.
Mini boss, yeah.
That works good. And then it's like, okay, bitch, it's me and you now. And you hear those motorcycles.
Yeah.
And that look on Beatrix's face, the bride, and Oren just kind of cracks that little grin, and she was just like,
Gotcha.
I think it is.
Gotcha,
and she
bitch.
goes, you didn't think it would be that easy. And she goes,
I was hoping
for a moment, I kind of did.
Kind of did.
I love how honest she was at that point. It's like, damn it, I kind of hoped it was. Hoped it was.
Hoped.
And then it goes from what we were watching, which was insanity, and cranks that insanity up to 11 when they all come running in. And now you get some of the great like acrobatic parts where she runs up the banister, fights on the railing.
All the wire
Kato comes rolling in.
Wire fu.
Give me the wire
with his mask and double swords. I fucking love Kato, man. This guy, and I know that's not his name in there, but she goes the Kato, the guy wearing the Kato mask, and that's what I will forever call him.
Mm-hmm.
But just watching all of this just insane stunt work, and it flashes to black and white, and you're just like, this is the bloodiest part of the movie, and now it's black and white. But
black
I'm
and
not
white.
even mad.
God damn it!
Yeah. There's so many different tone changes, as far as palettes are concerned.
So I was talking to, it was the other day, I dropped the kids off at mom and dad's because they go to church with mom. And for whatever reason, I was talking to dad about what we were getting ready to watch. And I was like, yeah, we're doing Kill Bill. And he goes, I remember that movie. Yeah. She goes on the revenge thing. And he's like, I always like that part where she got done and she stood up on that balcony and she's like, if everyone's still alive, you can leave with your lives. But if you lost a body part, they belong to me now.
They stay with me.
And then they show the floor, and these people are like worms crawling out of there. What, like one arm and one leg, or two arms or two legs, or
and even Sophie's trying to scurry away, and she's like, "Not you, Sophie. You stay right there."
And we got talking about that. And so he started talking about part 2 a little bit. And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, you knew they were going to rip that chick's eye out in that movie. And I was like, yeah. I said, also, if you watch them back to back, she does move in part 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you watch part 2, you see that she learned that move from her sensei that snatches Elle Driver's eye out in the flashback.
Yeah.
So whenever she does it, you're like, wait, she learned that move from her sensei, and now she can snatch that other eye out. Because that's that moment it turns to black and white. It's that boom, eyeball, black and white, and she's holding that eye. Also, I think if I remember right, Fangoria did a spread on this movie when it came out, and I had picked up that issue.
Fangoria was still around in
2003. Yep,
Fangoria is still around.
Is it really?
It's lower production. We used to get it like monthly. And I don't think they do monthly anymore.
Quarterly now?
I don't think so.
I mean, magazines are rough anymore.
I don't even know if they have the website. I don't know if they're actually doing physical magazines anymore.
I don't know. They might be. I get emails from them all the time.
Oh yeah, I follow them on Instagram. They're still there. They do the Fangoria Awards.
Go to anymore.
But yeah, I remember picking up that issue, and Kill Bill is not a horror movie, but there was that much gore and blood. And they showed the eyeball scene, and it's not in black and white. So you saw her holding in color the eyeball and everything. So it was really cool to see that in Fangoria.
Yeah, and that scene too, not only do we have the anime with Oren's backstory toward the beginning, but we have the color shots, we have the black and white shots, we have the shadow on the blue wall, we have them outside in this white snowy atmosphere. It's just that scene goes on so long, but it allows them, it almost feels like 4 different scenes put together as like a little
well it is
segment series.
You had the Yakuza coming in and taking over the bar, and then you had the band playing.
Don't start.
I do like
Also,
when she's busting that kid's ass, when she turns the light on and realizes the last man standing is actually a kid, and he's just scared shitless.
She's
chopping his
Hattori Hanzo.
That's what you get for fucking with Yakuzas. Go home to your mother. And he runs away scared. I appreciated that. She didn't kill him.
He also does a no cut shot from Beatrix coming down when she almost got found out by Gogo. She comes down the stairs, walks through the bar hall, whatever,
I love that,
into the bathroom, and they do the overhead crane shot, and she goes into the restroom. The camera continues back around to Sophie in the same exact shot. So from Beatrix going in and Sophie coming around and in is one nonstop shot. So
it's beautiful. It's so
beautiful, but it lends to the length of how it feels to this. Like
there are a couple of overhead shots like that where you see the rooms segmented,
the partitions,
kind of like the Sims, right? Where you see the living room and the kitchen and the whatever in the hallway and whatever.
Well, they're doing it more now. That they're actually making a bigger deal about it now, because they did it in the Daredevil Netflix, the uncut fight scene down the hallway. The prison
that
fight
was
was
straight
uncut.
out of Old Boy, man.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
We talked about it, but in the last John Wick, when they fight in the big warehouse, when he's using the dragon's breath shotgun, all of it's filmed from above, and it's a one shot.
Oh, nice.
And so you see it feels the exact same way, like you're watching like a video game, walking through each room.
Oh, interesting.
But Quentin did it in 03. You know what I mean? Like he's breaking ground, and I'm sure it's been done in other things, but
he
did it more stylized.
With way stylized, and with early CG, not 100% CG. I don't know. You can cut that out.
Well, we can talk about Oren, because I do love with Nicotero being a part of this, and him growing up with Romero and Tom Savini, learning how to do effects and stuff. I love that they use the Dawn of the Dead, like big head kind of thing for her for her head cut off. That's what they had to have used that idea from. And the camera angle too sells it that, her head was actually cut off. But it's that same moment in Dawn of the Dead when the helicopter gets that zombie's head. You can tell when he's walking up, his forehead's like this big.
He's got a kid and play head. You know what I
mean? That zombie is a Frankenstein. He's got this.
Big
his
square
head.
head.
Is a crew. It's not the hair is a crew cut. His head is a crew cut.
And in the behind the scenes pictures, Lucy Liu's head looks the same way. It looks so goofy, but in the shot,
they shot around it.
Yeah, like the angle from looking up, it doesn't look that way. It looks so good. Just that. So it was a Hattori Hanzo sword, and I think
they had to do that because I think they originally were like, let's cut her head off, and then it was like, well, then she would never know it was a Hattori Hanzo sword that killed her.
Yeah,
so it's like. That giving her, even though it's a little silly, actually the one that's silly is go watch the Silence of the Lamb sequel with
with Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta, whenever he pulls the top of the dude's head off and he's cooking his brain in front of him and making him eat his own brain. Yeah, that's a little silly. Yeah. But this one, it kind of fit better. It fits those style of Japanese movies. That they would be that one, like throwing the hat that has razor blades, and it would take someone's head off.
The flying guillotine,
flying guillotine.
A frisbee with razor blades in it, a la Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Hawaii, woo!
That's definitely some influence.
I just listened to that today, by the way.
Such a fun episode.
Oh yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of he works with the right people, even though he may have yelled at him about Quentin, just fucking go in the room and help him mix the blood. If you're that picky about what the blood needs to look like, just go in there. Like, okay, I like what you're doing here. Now thin it. Okay, now add a little bit more of this. Now add,
if you like it this way, find out what that recipe is, put it in your brain pan, and then repeat. Instead of yelling at your people. I mean, it's way easier to remember that recipe than it is to be mad at your
you got to you got to help them make the recipe.
Right.
Right. Like if it's like someone going, I don't like that color, Charlie, on those cabinets. Okay. What do you like? Purple. Okay, I'll go paint purple. Not
What
that
kind
purple.
of purple?
Let me go try again. Not that purple.
That's what
Let
it
me go
was.
back.
It sounded
Too
like
light
Do
or
you not
purple.
know what
But
the
it
color
almost-
purple is?
but it wasn't
Damn
like-
it, Charlie.
I don't know. It was they were taking it more from a comedic route, you know.
I-
Like,
I
I'm
get
sure
it.
in that
I get
moment
it. I
he
get
was
it.
like fed the fuck up with them, but they could obviously laugh about it now. It's just like he just gets that crazy and passionate about blood.
And that's fine. That means, okay, guys, let me help you with this. And you take 5 for an hour and go mix up the Quentin Tarantino magic blood. And you go be done.
Go ahead and copyright your blood mix, and you'll make more money.
They are guarded secrets when it comes
They
to
should
Yeah.
be.
They're in that box from Pulp Fiction. Nobody
Mhm.
knows about it.
Oh, when
That's
you
what's in the
open
box.
the suitcase, the blood recipe is in there.
Yep.
Tom Savini's
I
personal
love
blood
that
recipe.
so much.
Mm-hmm. And boy, she ends up mutilating poor Sophie even more because she didn't want to tell her anything.
Yeah.
And
She's what? Basically all her arms and legs is what I'm taking.
yeah, she's just like a stub.
She's a stub.
Yeah.
She's
Why
her
the
name
fuck
now
be
is
alive
Bob
at that point?
because when you put her in the water, she just bobs.
Dude, if I didn't have any arms or legs, like, why am I living? just take,
I don't
just
know.
take me.
Sorry, Charlie. I think I broke Charlie there for a
I
second.
didn't break me, but I just had to take a second to realize what you fucking said. Just, Bob. Well, I mean, you got to kind of look at it like Sophie didn't actually partake in the killing of her and everyone
No,
else.
she was an
there.
associate. She is
So she
Guilty
got
by
punished.
association.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
she
that's
got
it.
punished, but she didn't kill her. So the revenge is I will make everyone die. But Sophie she didn't beat her up. She didn't shoot her. She was talking on the phone the whole time. Which, bitch, get off the fucking phone. Okay, shut, mute, silent, whatever. Stop it. You're not that important. I don't care who you are. Just turn the phone off.
Mm-hmm. Vibrate.
Yeah, there you go. Put it on vibrate.
That's what
Stop it.
Anna's favorite phone
Stop it.
setting is.
It is because I don't want to hear my phone ringing all the damn time. Oh Lord. Well, should we get to the things? Do y'all have anything else to say about this masterpiece?
I feel like I should have been using that button a lot more this episode.
I'm
no,
having
I
a
mean,
very good time. You
we
sons of
know
bitches.
you're doing great. The pussy wagon is always going to make me laugh. What else haven't we talked about?
We don't want to walk through the movie.
Yeah, Nate, this is what happens when we don't let us go. We're Quentin Tarantino in this. We're going to talk about the end, then we're going to start in the middle, and then kind of get to the beginning, and then back to the end. So
The moment in the hospital is foul though, because whenever
it is, and I don't want to dwell on it either. So
yeah, the one thing he says to her is just so flippant. I'm just like, shoo, nasty. When he's telling that guy, like, all right, her plumbing don't work down there, so feel free to in her. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so gross. And there ain't no telling like how much she was subjected to that in those.
It was
and being in that coma.
It was 4 years.
That's
4
terrible.
years she was in a coma, and Pussy Wagon or Buck was around for that, and they showed that later on, where he was like, "Hi, I'm Buck. I'm here to fuck." He's been farming. I apologize.
He deserved worse.
Yep, that's all we need.
He's
to say
farming her out
Yes.
for pleasure.
Yep.
To the men, and this is such a tame rape for American audiences.
Yeah.
Because she is unconscious. She cannot fight back. It is disgustingly easy.
Keep painting that picture.
I'm sorry to paint this picture.
But
in rape revenge movies, Hills Have Eyes.
Irreversible.
Prisoner 701. These really visceral films. show. They don't necessarily show penetration, but they'll show like
Irreversible does. That one's the nastiest.
I don't know that one, and I don't care to know that one.
Oh, yeah.
But there's there's no question as what's going on here. There's no question, and the woman is fighting, and she can't do anything about it. And this movie, one of the most disgusting things, the most disgusting thing about this movie is she doesn't and can't fight back. And that is almost more disgusting than someone trying to fight back. I have issues.
Yeah, it's gross. But I will say,
so
she kills him. After she kills him, she gets her ass out to the pussy wagon, and she's trying to get her limbs out of atrophy.
Anna, say
and it
again.
says she wheels her ass out to the pussy wagon. So we get a title card after Wiggle Your Big Toe for the 8th time. It says 13 hours later. That man has already been discovered dead in that hospital.
Correct. Yes.
And he's got the loudest vehicle in the entire parking garage. They would have found
nobody
her.
in the hospital cared.
Well,
have you considered that?
He's probably got a mama or a daddy that at least love him enough to want to know he's dead.
But maybe his coworkers are like,
just throw him in the incinerator downstairs. Right. We know what that fucker was doing.
Not that I wanted to keep going like Pete did, but I just wanted to point out the fact that so she was in a coma. All this happens to her in the hospital.
Yes.
She gets the pussy wagon, which I still think is hilarious because Quentin Tarantino owned that.
He still owns it, yeah.
He owns that.
She got
that van's
feet
beautiful.
She got her feet working. She gets back in, which also means she probably needed to build back her muscle and do all this other stuff. I think some people actually forget she had to pay for parking for that thing because then she flew to Okinawa. To go kill Oren Ishii, because when she pulls up to Vivica A. Fox's house, she's driving the pussy wagon again.
Good point. Very good
some
point.
Airport the pussy wagon is sitting in for months. It was a month to make the sword.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get there, and I don't know where Pete went. So let's get into the things. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies.
Body count, body count, body count, body count.
Some kid getting put in the car by their mom. What's pussy wagon? The mom's like, what'd you say? Turns, points at the car. It's over there in the parking lot. It's bright ass yellow.
The people who work there are taking bets like this car's been parked here for a while. I wonder who drives it. They're taking bets and they can find it. It's this blonde woman with a samurai sword.
Yeah.
I work for a hospital. If someone has pussy wagon spray painted on the side of they're not working at the hospital very long. I'm sorry.
Apparently he'd worked there for a while. All right. Body
4
count
years,
for Kill Bill Volume 1. I expected higher.
Oh, tell me it's not like
is it like 90
or 40?
95.
95.
90.
I was thinking the crazy 88s, Oren, Bernita.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes
sense.
sense.
But the crazy 88 was supposed to be just a number that sounded cool because they talk about it in Volume 2
that guy,
when Bud and Bill are, you're really 88 of them sons of bitches. I just think it's a name they picked because it's it's one of my favorite
it also
things.
Rhymes like crazy 88.
But it's one of my favorite. Like, I love the Bud and Bill talk when we get to Volume 2. That's some of my favorite dialogue in the series. But just Bud asking the questions we would as regular people. Were they really 88 of those guys running around down there? But 95, I mean, that's a high body count. It's just there's so much blood and carnage. You feel like if they'd have said 207, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it. I believe 207. But
small yet mighty.
There we go. All right, let's pick our favorite out of 95.
Yeah, but they were all bad.
How do I pick a favorite?
Pete, who's your favorite?
So there were at least 2 Wilhelm screams, which made me smile. There were no dummy falls that I could see, so that made me sad.
There had to be some dummies in there.
I didn't see
falling off the balcony. There had to have been a dummy or
I
something.
I didn't see it. They were all on wires, and they had.
I don't know.
That'd
be interesting.
Yeah,
Charlie.
Oh no, I gotta go watch it again.
Yeah, good excuse. Yeah.
Oh, so sad.
In 4K,
guys. I don't know. Damn it.
Oh, I thought you picked.
I'm gonna pick the
buying time. Every time. Is it the foot?
Is it the foot?
It's the foot.
I mean, it fits for a Tarantino
it's
movie.
The foot.
To go with the foot.
It's the foot because it's Tarantino, and there was a lot of feet in this movie.
There's a lot of feet.
Yeah, it's the foot. This guy just starts screaming and holds his own foot before he dies. It's great. That just made me laugh.
Fair
Charlie.
Enough.
That's all I got.
I do have a favorite kill, although everything in the Crazy 88 is untouchable. Like that from beginning to end. I could just watch that segment. Like you could start it right then when she walks in and Oren throws the dagger through the door till the end of the movie. I could start there and watch it and be just as happy. But I from in the theater, and even though it was still kind of violent, but it was once it got to this point, and that's when Oren Ishii cuts off Boss Tanaka's head. And I always love a good decapitation, but this is my favorite trope with blood fountain kills is the fountain never starts immediately. There is always a pause. So the head flies off and the camera cuts back from behind Boss Tanaka to Oren Ishii, and then blood starts spurting up and sprays everywhere.
Charlie, it's science. It takes like 2 beats for the heart to start pumping blood through those veins, and then
blood should be pumping constantly, though.
No. You don't know science. You're so clearly not a science person.
Blood's not running except for every other second. So
every other second.
Every so often, there's no blood in my veins.
The heart beats, and then it starts the fountain. I think is that Anna? Is that how it works?
I don't know.
You're smarter than I am.
I'm not a medical professional.
Should I laugh in your face?
Can I?
Anna, what's your favorite?
It's got to be Vernita Copperhead. Just because the whole scene leading up to it, like her busting in,
it's such a
the
good
living
fight.
room, and then just the calm talk in the kitchen to the lead up, everything about it's wonderful.
A knife and a little egg pan. What? No, not an egg pan.
What's the gun
What are you
called?
talking about?
I can't believe I never made that connection till now. That's crazy. Pulp Fiction connection.
I don't know where he's going sometimes. Since
she's fighting with a knife, and then Uma Thurman picks up a skillet.
There we go.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, frying pans.
Skillet was not in my vocabulary at that point. Okay,
no.
Shall we rate?
Please.
I'm still just kind of amazed at Pete. That's just, I don't know.
Why are you amazed at me? Because I'm
dude.
Coherent and awesome.
One of those.
Curious which one that is. I don't want to know. Fucking
like
Nate.
Quentin Tarantino, I leave it open to interpretation. So yeah, let's rate this bad boy.
Fair.
Look, Anna, I want you to start. You brought this. This is month of Anna. Pete needs a break. I don't know. He's doing something now. And so what's your rating for Kill Bill Volume 1?
Well, I've had a theme all month, a theme of bangers. So I can't not close the month without rating this a 10. just because I think it's a masterpiece. It's untouchable. I think everything Quentin Tarantino makes is such. And I think everyone should watch it. Like, just like Pete talking about how he saw it and got inspired to go watch all these other movies. I feel like that's what watching a Tarantino movie is all about. And this one's just fucking fun. And I love seeing her get her revenge, just like Bud says, that woman deserves her revenge and we deserve to die. I love it. I think that sums up both these movies.
One of the best lines. Like,
and so well delivered by him too. Just chef's
I
kiss.
love Michael Madsen.
I do too. I love him.
One of my favorite actors. So yeah.
So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Charlie, what do you rate Kill Bill Volume 1?
It's difficult because I consider both movies one movie.
Yeah, they were filmed at the same time. They were filmed together.
It's hard. Yeah, Back to the Future 2 and 3. Yeah,
and part of me is like, I think there's things in Volume 2 that I really, really like, but as far as a movie goes, I think Volume 1 is a better movie. Mm-hmm. And we can get into that when we get to Volume 2. So I think here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Volume 1 a 9.5.
Nice.
It's way up there. I can't really tell you why it's a 0.5 under 10. It's just something is keeping me from being like, it's a perfect movie. Even though I love it, I've watched this a lot. I bought both on 4K because it's a gorgeous movie if you can get it on 4K.
Yeah, 4K was great.
And I think it's because there are Quentin Tarantino movies I like more. So it's like, okay, if I like this other movie more, then I really need to like lower this one down by at least a 0.5. This is fair. High up on my list of his.
That's fair.
But I adore Inglourious Bastards.
We'll cover that eventually.
People say I love Death Proof. Death Proof is one of the most fun Quentin Tarantino movies for me.
So fun.
I love it so much. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9.5 for Volume 1.
Okay, Pete, bring us home. What's your score or rating, I should say?
Kill Bill
Volume.
Volume 1, right? So
just one.
As I say, it's so easily digestible to American audiences, and I don't mean that disparagingly, because I was one that received the message and looked into other films of this ilk, this genre.
You got it.
It's fucking this fucking movie's a 10.
Yeah.
I love this movie. There's nothing, the acting, the action, the blood, Charlie, I love you. This is my kind of action. This sword play, this intimate removing of limbs, a bullet to the head, shooting people from a distance.
Cut someone's arm off with
boring.
Fountains of blood.
But fountains of blood by chopping off a finger that's my jam.
Yeah.
That's an action movie.
Can I laugh in your face?
No, he can laugh in my face all he wants. I don't think he's a martial artist. I think he's a punk ass bitch is what he is.
Can I laugh in your face?
When you have a big gun, you shoot down people. It's
I can make a blood fountain
boring.
with a gun.
Boring.
I can shoot off an arm with a gun.
Yeah, but
yeah,
we saw in the anime. We saw in the anime that she shot somebody on the knee. Oh God, ladies and gentlemen, I have knee problems, and when I saw.
Pulling that dude's leg off and then he falls down.
That leg being shot off at the knee. I'm like, ah! It's 10. It's 10. This is a movie. This is a 10. it's been a while since I've seen part 2 or volume 2. So looking forward
If
to
I
it.
get another action pick before the end of the year, I'll probably just go ahead and pick it so we can
I
round
think
it out.
you should have the next action pick.
No, give me a break. I've had a whole month. We can move on.
All of y'all have had more picks than I had this year. So
I know Charlie's got to catch up, but I feel like this was a fitting end to Anna April and a banger way to close out the month.
Anna, you've Anna, holy shit.
Came in swanging.
You came in swanging for sure.
Swanging.
Listen at her. Well, Anna.
Even though you didn't like Behind the Mask, Charlie.
That's okay.
Okay, 1 out of 3 out of 4.
Anna, give me Knuckles, right?
No, that's fine. But we have some news for you, Anna. We have. Do we call it a surprise?
Sure.
Or do we call it
no.
news?
Call it a surprise.
Yeah. So Pete and I have been hiding something.
Shut the fuck up. I can't stand y'all.
Anna April's not done yet.
Your math is bad, Anna.
What?
Your math is bad.
There are 5 Tuesdays in April.
What?
So
we all just assumed 2 action, 2 horror.
Well, yeah. So what Pete and I have decided as a surprise was we're going to pick an Anna movie.
Anna movie.
To end Anna month.
And Anna April.
So we were going to surprise you
with one of your favorites.
Us picking a movie for you, and we had spies everywhere.
We did.
We've done our research.
We've infiltrated the Anna lexicon of filmology. Filmology? Is that a thing?
Filmography?
Filmography,
sure.
there you go. Oh gosh, what'd y'all pick?
Okay. So for the finale, and Pete jumped on a grenade because of how I jumped on a grenade for Leslie. So Pete has offered to jump on a grenade, but we are covering 1978's Dawn of the Dead.
Shut up! Oh yeah!
Yep.
Very good pick.
I've already watched it once. I need to watch it again.
Now, what version are we watching? Is the
78.
question. No, there's 3. There's 3 cuts.
Yeah. That was something I figured we could discuss afterwards so we can find out what's available to everyone.
Okay.
So once we know what cut, as far as our listeners, watch it, whichever cut you prefer. It's kind of the same movie, just one has a lot more added on to it, which you'll hear us talk about. So,
yeah.
But if you want to watch the full cut and we end up watching the American release, it's not going to be that much different. You know, we're still going to talk about the movie. We really got to find a good cut for all of us to watch.
Yeah.
That's the only issue, but it is somewhere available to us.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Even if all of us watch one separate one, and somebody watches the short one, someone watches the middle one, someone watches the long one.
Yeah, we can all report on each one.
We can all fill the other person in.
I know. I do know the extended cut is on YouTube.
So that I knew that cut was there.
That's the one that's the first one I watched. Yeah, it was like it was a little over 2 hours, wasn't it?
Oh, that makes me happy, guys. Y'all really did surprise me. I had no fucking idea.
Nope. And these knuckleheads almost blew the surprise.
We almost blew it. No, Nate almost blew it, and I
didn't catch
it off. No, sir. You could throw Nate under the bus, but you got to be under there with him.
I'll be
because you guys were talking about numbers, about how good April's going to be, and Pete goes, "Well, that's easy when there's 5 picks." And I went, "You motherfucker!"
I did not catch that. I didn't catch it.
You were not on, and I deleted it.
Okay.
Then Nate's ass got on there and went, "Wait, Anna gets another pick," and I deleted his. These 2 are going back and forth, and I am deleting. I had to go into Messenger to Nate and be like, "Shut the fuck up," so I could fill him in on what we were doing.
It's all true.
And then he's like, "Oh wow, this is why we can't have nice things." I'm like,
Motherfuckers.
Dustin was my spy. He's the only one not fucking it up. And I'm just like, God damn it. The two of you shut up.
I mean,
I wonder if that's why he asked. He asked me and Little D not too long ago what our top 4 horror movies were.
Yep.
On Letterboxd.
Yep. I think it's on your Letterboxd too. He sent me a screenshot of it. And it was, we both tossed up because we both decided we didn't really want to do Silver Bullet right now.
Yeah,
But I love
other
Silver Bullet.
one
Oh my God.
was Hell House, and Pete goes, "That's a found
I
footage,
love
Charlie."
Hell House!
I do too.
And
We're also covering that on the Barons.
You and me.
But
Hell House.
I was like, we already did a found footage, dude, and I hated it. And then so Pete's like, fine, let's do Dawn. I will jump on that grenade because he hates zombies.
I don't like zombies.
But I do enjoy this movie. I actually like the remake a lot too. So, but we were doing 1978
Thanks,
Dawn of the
Pete.
Dead.
Oh, I'm excited, guys. And that's almost what I did pick for this month. That I was like, well, I'll just wait and pick some other stuff.
Now you get it. And Anna April's
excited.
on for one more week. And as eventually, because these are 2 weeks out, someone was going to ask by the time they started hearing them going, wait, why doesn't Anna get 5? Like a fan or someone.
Because she's bad at math.
I am, yeah. I gave us a
Girls
month
don't
extra
do math good,
in January,
right?
and I cut myself short in April.
Everybody thinks a month, 4 weeks, but whenever you look at how it releases, we end up with 5.
Yeah.
And it was after I realized it after we had talked, and I was like, yeah, you pick 2 action, 2 horror. And then I was doing the run through because we have plans for May. We do have a big thing for May.
That's what I was prepared
Santa
for tonight.
movies.
No, we're not doing Santa movies.
It's all Santa movies.
We're not doing Santa movies. No.
Wrestling. It's wrestling.
I know what Santo is. I listen to Good Beer, Bad Movies. Even when you shit on my favorite movie.
Beers.
4 beers. That's pretty good.
I'm so
4
excited.
beers is better than 5 beers.
That's it.
Month
All
of
right,
bangers, baby.
Month of Anna Bangers. Wait, that didn't sound right.
Yeah. Well done. Well
So
done,
if
baby.
you want to continue with all of this chaos, you can follow us over at Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. All of us are on Instagram under those same things. Give Me Back Action, Give Me Back Horror. Anna is Nerd at the Movies on Instagram. You can find Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. It's kind of like an Easter egg hunt. If you find them, you won't get a prize, but you at least be like, hey, I saw them for a second. You can follow all of our friends, Spoils of Horror, Cut Above, Dissect That Film. I'm not going to name everyone. You all know who you are.
Bucket.
But, Bucket of Chum. He got a trailer in this week. So,
He's
also, if you...
riding the high country this year. So
oh,
far.
yeah, he is.
And
if you have a show and you want to send it over and you want a trailer played, I'm looking for some new trailers. So
We need to make one. That's on our to-do list. Yeah, y'all go listen to the Barons Hideout.
Too many people have left and threw everything out of balance that I don't even know about trailers anymore. Just
Isn't
I
it
was
great?
supposed to
I
do
know.
one last year, and then I would have had to trash it, and I don't listen to our show. You're already listening to it, but yeah, if you want to get a hold of us, you can message us on Facebook or Instagram and let us know if you've got a trailer that you want us to play. I will be guesting here pretty soon on some other shows. I'm not 100% sure when they'll release, so I'll let you know next week once I know more. So anything else? Are we good? Are we ready for next week now? Dawn of the Dead,
Stoked
1978.
for next week. I'm excited.
Yep. And I was so nice about this movie. We didn't do a trash opinion. So
Thanks,
Thank you.
Charlie.
You're welcome.
I
That's
was
my present
really
to you.
Feared that you were
Not
going
you,
to
Pete.
do it.
Nate's throwing this all on you, Pete. He said that was
What?
all Pete. You better get in the slack and defend yourself.
What do I got to do?
I'm stirring the pot. So I hear you goobers almost
Nate's
ruined
a
my
punk ass
surprise.
bitch. He's like, I gotta see what he says.
And then Ed.
I'm not gonna read my phone on the podcast.
Oh please. We talk about our Slack stuff all the time.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna give Nate the
what's the phrase
that,
I'm looking for?
that word is
satisfaction.
Satisfaction, thank you.
Satisfaction.
He can't get none.
Nate's satisfaction is gross. Like Can you imagine Nate like having satisfaction? Like,
why do you take things just to 11? I don't. It's stop.